channel. My name is Nay. Today we are doing hip and knee joint mobility. We're going to loosen up with a few stretches and exercises. So follow along. Let's get started.
Our bones, ligaments, and muscles are the structures that form levers in the body to create human movement. So we're really going to stretch out our hamstrings. All of our muscles work cohesively. Let's start with some knee mobility. We're going to walk our hands out in front of us to the end of the mat, and then we're going to bend our knee, our right knee, to the ground, keeping our left leg straight back. You're going to keep your back leg straightened. Here you're going to use your hamstring to power yourself up, keeping your knee aligned and straight, bending back and forth, back down to the ground, touching the ground with your knee. We'll do this motion a few more times, and then we are going to switch sides to our left leg. This time we will be bending our left knee, touching the ground, keeping our right leg straight back, coming up, powering up with our hamstring, touching our knee to the ground. I really want to emphasize the importance of making sure you stretch your hamstrings. Our hamstrings are key in decelerating knee extension and hip flexion, so you're gonna really want to be sure to stretch your hamstrings out from everyday activities such as walking, sitting, just any high velocity actions. We are going to need our hamstrings. Again, we'll walk our feet up to our hands. Now we are going to bring our left leg straight back on our toes, bring our right foot forward. Now I want you to sit back as far as possible, keeping your right leg straight in front of you. This will really test your knee strength. If you can sit all the way back, go ahead. If not, lift up a little bit, and then we'll come back forward, opening our hip. You'll want to get your foot right outside of your shoulder and pushing up as far as possible. Good. Now we'll transition back into our seated position, bringing our right leg up or staying elevated, just reaching for your toes and stretching your leg. Coming forward one more time, and then coming back, just kind of flowing and opening our hips. Now we'll alternate to the other side, to our left side, bringing our left foot to our shoulder, pushing our right knee back, again, pulling our hips all the way forward, opening up. We'll do the same thing, trying our best to sit back on our right knee. This stretch is also good for dorsiflexion in our foot. Let's open up our hips again on the left side. You should be feeling this stretch on both sides, right in the hip flexors. Now releasing into a seated position once again, reaching for our toes. Go ahead and release, and let's get into a seated position on both of our legs. Take a quick breather, just test, make sure your knees are feeling loose, your hips are nice and loose as well. We'll get back into a seated position. Firing our quad, we will lift our heel from the ground, straight up and straight back down. Those of us with knee problems and any minor injuries can then lead to chronic conditions that can impact your ability to move and perform daily living activities. So we're going to want to really prioritize our knee mobility. This is where it all starts, just getting up, getting down as we get older. Give yourself a brief rest and then we'll switch to the left side. We are just strengthening our quads, so you'll definitely feel that firing in your quadriceps and then your hamstrings as well, which, like I said, everything works cohesively, so we want to strengthen our quads and our hamstrings to make sure our knees are nice and strong. And by strengthening all these muscles around the knee, our bones become stable and experience less impact during weight-bearing exercises. Essentially, we are reducing pain and improving function. We will now bring our feet together into a butterfly stretch. Just kind of lean and rock from side to side. Really open up your hips. Frontwards, push your knees down to the ground. And just hold this position. Bring your right leg in front of you, your left leg behind you. And we're going to do what's called a 90-90 stretch. So we'll be pivoting from side to side. And if this is a little challenging for you, you'll want to lift up using your hands to guide you, turning to the opposite, then having your left leg in front of you and your right leg behind you, keeping your knees bent both ways. This stretch is really going to open up a lot of the muscles around our hips, so our glutes, our psoas, hip flexors, and abductors. And here's where we're really going to improve the mobility in our hips and reduce pain. Good, now we'll lie down, bringing our knees up. And you're just going to flex, knee flexion. We're just going to straighten our legs, bring them back down slowly. And just build up, just really feel the flexion in your knees and just kind of get them loose. This exercise will just help generate knee flexion if you're not bending your knees many times throughout the day. Sometimes we just forget. This is a great exercise to just get done while you're laying in bed. We'll flip over into our belly, and we're gonna grab our right foot, stretching our quad. When you feel ready, go ahead and switch to the left side, doing the same. We'll sit back up onto our knees. Here we're going to form our feet into a V-like form. We're going to press our hips outward and come down, opening our hips, coming right back into child's pose. You're going to want to keep your hips torqued outward and come all the way down, opening up. We'll transition forward, keeping our right leg lengthened and our left knee bent. We'll sit on our left knee and we're just going to open up our hips side. Lean forward and press down. Release and switch to the left side. Okay, now we're going to come back up and we're going to get in a squat frog sitting position. We're going to keep our elbows inside of our knees and push outward. We will hold, and when you feel ready, gently rock from side to side, feeling the stretch in your hip flexors. Let's quickly transition back onto the floor, onto our backs in butterfly pose. Bring your feet together and pull them all the way to your chest as far as you can, squeezing your hips outward. Good. Now moving back onto our back sides, you're going to bring your hands behind you, your feet out, and we'll be doing tabletop hip thrusts. This will both exercise our knees and our hips. So you're going to be using your knees to help you push forward, opening up your hips upward, coming up into a thrust. As we wrap up, your knees and hips should be nice and loose. Repeat this workout twice a week to see improvement in your knee and hip mobility.